Question, has there ever been any good stories involving the term Blackwater? Like today, Blackwater donated $1 million for children's cancer research. So this story isn't going to make the private security contractor formerly known as Blackwater look any better. Apparently, it's tried to buy off the support of Iraqi government officials and judges in an investigation into the 2007 massacre of 17 Iraqi civilians. The man to talk about this latest incident, Rick Jacobs, documentarian of these bad boy mercenaries. Hello, Mr. Jacobs. Let's talk about this. This idea of Blackwater paying off judges, bribing judges, government officials. Is this at all a surprise to you?
No, that's what Blackwater does. Blackwater, no matter how many times they change their name, no matter how many times they launder money through charities, is still Blackwater. And they do everything they can to privatize war. That's how they make money.
Okay. And this is just the latest in a string of allegations against Z or Blackwater at this point, isn't this?
Well, it is. Courage Campaign, which is the organization I had here in California, ran an extensive set of efforts and campaigns against Blackwater to try to keep them from opening a huge base in San Diego, which is right in this particular part of the county, is right near the Mexican border. Blackwater was trying to overrun literally a little bitty town of 800 people. They bought off members of this town's advisory planning commission so that they could turn this really pristine area into a military base, 800-acre military base, so that they could then try to privatize border security. And obviously we don't want to have them doing with border security what they did in Iraq, which is killing a bunch of innocent civilians and, frankly, potentially starting a war. So none of what Blackwater does surprises me. We did manage, by the way, to stop them from opening that base. But their leader, Eric Prince, is a right-wing reactionary guy who has heavily funded the Republican Party, and he believes that by changing the name, by probably bribing judges, by whatever means they need to undertake, that Blackwater will continue to roll in the black money that they make through their black operations.
Okay. Perhaps I'm getting my stories across here, but I remember a recent story where a federal judge here in the United States, for lack of a better term, exonerated Blackwater for this crime, this massacre, I think, that had happened. Is that the story we're talking about at this point?
That's not quite right. Yes, I think that's what you're mentioning. The judge didn't exonerate Blackwater. The judge decided that the FBI didn't do a sufficiently good job of gathering evidence and that they actually made some mistakes in the way they interrogated these Blackwater soldiers and others. Now, here's the point. If Blackwater is able, which they were, to use the American justice system to do what the American justice system does well, which is protect people, if they were able to use this system to protect themselves from prosecution, what message does that send to people in Iraq? What message does that send around the world? Now, I don't think there was any judge tampering here in the United States. That's not the point. The point is that this judge looked at the way the evidentiary process works and concluded that the FBI had messed it up. I don't think the FBI did that on purpose. But again, the reason I talked about other issues surrounding Blackwater here in California, and Blackwater, as you mentioned, changing its name, and Blackwater offering itself up as a permanent mercenary force, and Blackwater doing everything it can in Iraq to deal with judges there, is that they seem to be untouchable. And I just am making the point here that not only is very bad for this country, it sends a terrible message abroad.
Okay. Mr. Rick Jacobs, documentarian, thank you so much for joining us and shedding some light on this issue.
Thank you.